Welcome back everybody to another MCU Mondays video. Now in this video we're going to be talking about my biggest Marvel pet peeves, and no, I do not mean pet peeves that Marvel themselves do. I mean the fan pet peeves, the things fans do that makes me really mad as I guess a huge Marvel fan. And when I say Marvel fans, I don't even refer to actual diehard Marvel fans. I just refer generally to people that think they're fans, but they're really not even fans. I don't want to gatekeep anything. Everyone is free to like what they like and set their own standards for what a fan is, but when someone calls himself a fan and then proceeds to do some of these things, it just really makes me a little bit upset because a lot of people have some very objectively bad takes on Marvel, and it can get really frustrating to talk about sometimes, but it is what it is. Also, that person just went flying. With that being said, we're gonna get right into it, and my first Marvel pet peeve, I guess my fan pet peeve, is people that create crazy theories about Marvel and then get mad at the creators when it doesn't happen. A prime example of this is WandaVision, when everyone kind of created Mephisto theories and then it never happened, and then they just got really mad at Marvel. Honestly, very frustrating. It's probably really good that we got Kang and Loki, because if we didn't, then Marvel fans would go really crazy over theories that they created and no one else talked about. But I don't know, you know, the whole amazing thing about being a Marvel fan is that you can think about whatever you want. You can create your own theories. You know, you have so much freedom with what you want to believe and what you don't want to believe and this and that, because there's so many indecision moments that give you freedom to kind of theorize and just do what you want to do. But when you create a theory and it doesn't happen and then you get mad at Marvel, that's completely different. At that point, like, that is just, come on, like, it's just so lame. With that being said, my next Marvel pet peeve is people that fail to separate the actor from the character. Now, some perfect examples of this are Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Another prime example is John Walker. He got so much backlash in real life for his amazing acting as a terrible person in the start of the show that he literally, I'm pretty sure he literally uninstalled social media. Like, it's crazy to me that people fail to disregard the fact that people are acting. If anything, if you hate a character in a Marvel movie or a TV show, then they're doing an amazing job of acting. You don't hate that person, you respect them. It's crazy to me that people send hate to real life actors for roles they play in TV shows. Like, come on, it's absolutely ridiculous. Another thing with the Brie Larson situation is I completely understand not liking Captain Marvel. It's completely justifiable by the way the character's portrayed, but Brie Larson is a great person, and she got so much hate when she was first introduced into the MCU. It was ridiculous. Now a bunch of people have switched sides kind of and just started really liking her. I know a lot of you probably noticed that, but it's kind of ridiculous how much she dealt with before that. Honestly, it's kind of insane. The next Marvel pet peeve I have is when people compare Spider-Man movies. Now, I know a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one. I don't mean when people are like, oh, this is my favorite Spider-Man, or this and that. You are free to have your own opinions, okay? That is completely fine. But when you start hating on one Spider-Man because you like it more than the other ones, that is when I kind of have to draw the line, okay? Because I'm going to say this because no one else can. Every Spider-Man movie was good in its own way. All three of the different sagas, okay, they were all great in their own way. While some may be subjectively better than others, that is just an opinion. And when people start hating on one Spider-Man and saying the other is way better and this and that, and constantly comparing the two or three different types of Spider-Man, it gets really frustrating. Like, oh my god, they're all good. You can have your preferences, but there's no need to hate on one just because you don't like one, okay? They're all great. They're all unique in their own way, and honestly, it's really disappointing to see Marvel fans hating on a specific type of Spider-Man because they prefer a different one. Like, yes, you can have preferences, but that doesn't mean you have to, you know, specifically go out of your way and hate on characters. And, okay, we got this guy here. And GG, we won. Let's get into the next game. Okay, I completely understand not liking Thor 2, okay? I don't prefer it either. Personally, not one of my favorite movies at all. But one of my pet peeves is when people say it is a horrible movie, it is a terrible movie, this, that, okay? I have so much respect for Marvel because of this exact reason. They have raised their standards with movies to the point where a movie that wouldn't even be a bad movie if it wasn't in the MCU is considered a horrible movie, all because it is objectively bad relative to the other movies, okay? Thor 2 in itself was actually a good movie. It wasn't great. It was good, it was decent, but compared to other Marvel movies, it wasn't good, okay? Let's be real, it wasn't good compared to other Marvel movies. That doesn't make it a really bad movie. That just means it wasn't as good as the rest of the franchise, okay? It's insane to me how people are like, oh, Thor 2 is horrible because their standards for Marvel are so high that they're just blindly hating on the movie just cause. It wasn't great, okay? You could say it wasn't even good if you're looking at the perspective of it being a Marvel movie, but just saying it's horrible, really? I guess that's more of an opinion, and I'm not going to hold people to that, but I don't know. It's just one of my pet peeves when people hate train on Thor 2 just because it's said to be a bad movie. In itself, it wasn't even that bad. Come on. My next pet peeve, a lot of people are gonna agree with, okay? This is my personal favorite in terms of annoyance, and it is called the blame game, okay? This pet peeve of mine, it's called the blame game. One example of this is when the fan base blames Clint for Nat's death. Hello? Huh? How can you blame this man? He literally tried to sacrifice himself twice. It's not his fault that Nat just overpowered him and ended up being the one to sacrifice herself. She finally did something for herself and she was proud of herself. I think a lot of fans think they're defending Nat's death by blaming Clint and saying Yelena should kill Clint and this and that. But come on, she did it for herself, and if Nat was alive in real life, she literally would disagree with you guys. People that say that Clint should have died instead of Nat are invalidating her entire sacrifice and ruining the entire point of it, okay? It's just super frustrating when I see that. The other blame game is when people blame Peter Quill for unknocking out Thanos or bringing him back into consciousness. A lot of people blame him, and the people that do this probably aren't true Marvel stans or Marvel fans in the first place, because anyone that really knows Marvel knows that it wasn't Quill's fault at all, okay? People are like, oh my god, I hate Quill because he punched Thanos. Well, you guys have to keep in mind, he literally just lost the love of his life, okay? And on top of that, Strange already knew this was gonna happen way before. Some people fail to realize that this was entirely planned out. They needed Quill to do that for them to win in the first place, and this has already been confirmed. We already know this as Doctor Strange saw this happen, and he could have stopped it, but he didn't. If anything, you should be blaming Strange, but everyone won anyway, so there's no point of getting mad over it. People that really blame Quill for what happened on Titan are really just blind to the whole situation, okay? Like, come on, guys. This was kind of like a thing that had to happen, all right? It's like 3 steps backward, 4 steps forward, okay? Now, the last one I have for this video is gonna be a little bit of a controversial pet peeve, and it's just a personal disagreement rather than something that's objectively a bad take. And for me, it is the fact that people get mad at Captain America for leaving Bucky at the end of Endgame. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one, saying, oh, Cap shouldn't have left Bucky, this, that. He left Bucky for a girl that he kissed once and this and that. But I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret, okay? Cap's entire motivation for the entire MCU, every single decision he made and the person he became was influenced by Peggy Carter, okay? You guys may not realize this, but while Bucky was his best friend, Peggy was kind of his moral compass. Without her, Cap would have probably never had the motivation to do half the things he did in the first place and give him the power he needed to do the things he did. Another thing is, obviously Cap thought everything was over. If he knew Kang was coming, he probably wouldn't have left, okay? He probably thought it was okay for him to leave. Bucky wasn't alone. He had Sam. He wasn't just left alone or anything. Bucky had Sam, and it wasn't something where Bucky was just left completely alone in the dark. Cap finally made a decision for himself. He finally decided to do something for himself and live his life the way everyone wanted him to. People even know this, but from all the way from Winter Soldier, Nat was always telling him to go live a life, be in a relationship, do this, do that, and he never settled down, and he finally did, and a bunch of people are hating him for it. I understand if you think that he left Bucky, but come on, like, that's just, he finally did something for himself, and people always just want him to be the perfect man, and even Cap is not the perfect man man, and that was very well displayed in Civil War. With that being said, I really just got into like this whole rant about Captain America. We're gonna try to win this game here because we're on a 40-something win streak, and I don't want to lose. I'm pretty sure this guy went mid, so that's a bit of a problem. Oh, he was invis. He's not anymore. I know I'm playing annoying here, guys, but I've been commentating subconsciously right now, and I've just realized this guy's actually way more stacked than me. I'm on a 40-win streak, so we're gonna do our best to win here. Also, I have a lot more pet peeves that I want to talk about, so if you guys want to see a part 2 to this video, let me know, because I will do it. This could be a series, you know, this could be an entertaining thing, kind of just waiting until What If comes out, so that should be really fun. Oh my god, we pro blocked him. Oh, that was insane! We pearl blocked him with our fireball! Oh my god, GG. But that being said, What If video is coming soon. Have a great day, everyone. Peace out.